So, but no, we've been messaging, and I tell you what, man, I'm shocked at the love. I mean, I gave it a fair amount of love, the Werewolf by Night. But there's some people going all in, man. They're like, they're going all poker chips in on freaking Werewolf by Night. And I'm like, it show has some issues, though.
Yeah.
Show has some issues. Now, did you watch the whole thing or just that clip?
I have not. I don't own Disney Plus, and
Okay.
I don't really take the time to go out of
Subject
my
yourself
way
to
and
that.
watch. Yeah. I keep up with it though, and I do watch clips on YouTube. I watch whatever the studio might put out. I watch reactions, reviews, all of that stuff to make sure I'm not talking out of my tail when I do say something or critique something. But yeah, I saw some, and I love werewolves. I'm thinking I'm making it obvious to people on YouTube that werewolves, that's my thing. So
Yeah,
I paid attention.
I think it's on brand for you, bro. I would think that would be on brand. And I was like, it should be an easy sell. And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even like, the Werewolf by Night, the monster Marvel comics that came out before my time. I didn't find out about them until like the Howling Commandos. But that was on like cartoons. So I had to go back and kind of, read this stuff online. And I just off of the stuff that I've seen and read, we've already seen Marvel not care about anything that came before, not respect source material lore. So yeah, I was just seeing differences, and like we was talking about with the werewolf fight scene, it was like just based on him being a werewolf, this stuff is just weird. And you just see the Marvel formula all in it. So I couldn't do it.
I remember rereading Werewolf by Night when Moon Knight was going to drop. So I wasn't talking out of my backside because I haven't read that in freaking years, right? It's just total like 1970s. And it really isn't the Moon Knight that we know. It's like more like the original Moon Knight's more like the mercenary man for hire, bring in the werewolf, right? And he realizes the werewolf is more like a victim. He's a cursed individual. He kind of has pity on him. And then so when they announced this, I thought, oh, they're going to do like a little Werewolf by Night show. And I just thought this was they're going to be their transition into bringing in all the monsters or something like that. And then when I watched the show, I was like, the first 15 or 20 minutes were pretty rock solid. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. I liked the tone. It was in black and white, a little different. They brought in a lot of different characters, and I didn't really know much about them. Actually, I was trying to figure out who's supposed to be who, thinking that everyone is going to survive. I was very naive, thinking this was Marvel's way of making it about the werewolf. Silly me. And I was like, well, and some of them have names that are similar. Like the one character's name is Simon, and there's a character just a Marvel equivalent of a zombie, but its human name was Simon. So I'm like, oh, he's going to be zombie. No, he gets killed off right away. Anyway, so long story short, whenever that transformation happens with the werewolf, by then I'd already had mixed feelings. Like the show had kind of started pretty high. They stopped the pace. I think if you didn't see my review, you know probably enough of it to see kind of my thoughts.
I did watch a review.
Yeah, so the time we got to the fight scene, I think my brain kind of broke. Like, okay, hold on. he doesn't look werewolf at all. Like he's just I'm like, he's man-wolf, right? We're going to go man-wolf at this point. Like, the build's not right. And then he's, like, doing martial arts and stuff. I have no idea why that's a thing. That was so strange to me.
I did see you trying to break down that fight scene. It just wrecked your brain. But I remember I had saw the fight scene before I watched your video. And as I saw you going through this fight scene, I was like, okay, Pops feels me. He's seeing the what I'm seeing. And he's actually like almost live. I'm watching you in real time, like really just trying to see what's going on. Is it just you, or is this movie actually failing? And it's sad to see. Marvel is getting thrown all of these layups and they're just dropping them disrespectfully a lot of times. But yeah, I understand. Checking out
and I'll tell people that I kind of got burned by TLJ, right? Like when I saw Last Jedi, right? I was pretty shell shocked by like, what did I just see? I liked it and I gave it a positive review, right? But I was so hung up, like, why on earth did Leia fly in space? And why on earth did we have this casino sequence? And however, Where I really feel burned was they didn't have a plan, right? I used to fan fiction conversations with my son about, well, surely they have a plan, right? Our fan fiction conversations were way better than Rise of Skywalker.
I understand.
But I never caught how bad the choreography of that battle scene was until I saw it later. Like I saw it like another time with the family, and I started picking up pieces. But I think it was the third time I saw it, and was like, what in the holy Hannah is happening in this scene? Like you just start to pick up on, because you know how you are, you're focused on pieces of the action, but there are a lot of things that are going on.
Yes.
So when this scene happened, and I thought, did he just throw that guy, and then the guy just didn't get up? He's just laying there, and where'd this guy come from? And so I'm going to make you endure this scene again because I got it pulled up. We're going to go through the scene.
That's fine. Let's talk about it. But I remember when you said that, because you kept going over that scene, and he throws the one guy, and the guy trips over him, and he just can't function. And I saw the same thing happen in that She-Hulk episode, where, and I was like, hold on, how many other Marvel products will I go through right now and see that same fight choreography?
And you made my brain hurt because you went, yeah, you can't only fight people one at a time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so true. Marvel's not going to allow these people to use any common sense. Like everybody goes, go get them. No, it's like rock, paper, scissors, you go first. It's like, yeah. Hey, Joker voice popped in. Here's one of my members. Hey, my brother. Hope you're doing well. He's joined the Chill Squad. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you so much, my brother, for hanging with us. We are definitely going to attack. I know, Joker, you're not going to want to hang with us because we're going to and maybe he will. Maybe he will. This is this scene. I paused it, after the martial arts. I think I've got the right spot because I don't want to spend a lot of time. But
okay, you probably don't want to spend a lot of time. I'm fine with spending the time, but
okay.
If you go to the part right when he burst out the cage, because there was something, I think it's probably this right here, but when he takes down the knot blade.
You like my nicknames, huh? Because I don't know their names. And actually, people keep commenting. Someone commented on the She-Hulk video or the Andor videos. It's like, you knew the names. I'm like, well, because there's subtitles. If there were no subtitles, I have no idea. And I've said long before, I said I care so little about characters because they don't make me care. And if it wasn't for subtitles, I wouldn't even know their name. So we can go back just a shade. I think this is about where it is. Let's see if they jump out. This was my first red flag of like, is it a wolf? Is it a man? Is it a werewolf? It just looks like an amalgam of crap to me is what it looks like. And I have to be honest, and you're a werewolf dude, you'll understand my pain. Yeah. I grew up with The Howling and American Werewolf in London.
Mm-hmm.
If we can do that in the 1980s, in 2022,
yes,
I have high expectations. I'm just sorry.
We should. We should get that much respect. Especially with Van Helsing. That's one of the best werewolf monster movies.
That sequence, the sequences are so good. Yeah.
I think everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, because you got people who love the old school stuff. Some people like the Wolfman look. They don't like the full on wolf muzzle. I don't like the Wolfman look, which this is what they're trying to go for. I understood that. I don't like it, but I understand them trying to go that route of the old school monsters. But at this day and time, I need full on like big hulking wolf bodies that look like wolves, not man beast. So even trying to go for the old school look, it just looks like it feels like if you look at this right here, it looks like his sleeve is hairy. And then it goes to like the skin, like a glove. Yeah. Like it just looks like the execution is just terrible.
Yeah. Well, Joker voice, we know you'd went in on some Marvel bashing. So yeah. And maybe I misspoke with how I meant it. I meant this was my first red flag regarding the werewolf himself, not the show. And if you watch my video, I'm okay with the show more than Joker is. Until the pacing got all out of whack. But yeah, and I do love Van Helsing. Van Helsing is one of those like got a bad rap kind of films. Like there's a lot of issues with it, but not to the extent that it kind of gets. But
I think it's so entertaining, and it doesn't take itself super serious that you can excuse those things. And also with Van Helsing, like the cinematography in that movie, which I'm not a cinephile or anything, but it did great at moving the camera with the action, or like from the perspective, or looking at the face of the character that it was focused on. And you can tell with this Marvel formula, we're just looking at like a wide shot and the character's just going around doing stuff. And so again, these movies came out so long ago, you would think Disney's Marvel would elevate the game by so many levels.
Yeah, I think this is about where we get some of the shots where you just start to see just
so it was
unadulterated silliness, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Right when I think it was not Blade, he threw the staff into the wall and hit the wolf, or when the wolf jumps off the wall. I think it's that.
I think it's this shot right in through here is where it's going to be.
Okay.
There's not Blade. I'm sorry, man. That's like a great nickname for that dude. And then I never even made fun of the odd Igor type butler. Like they go for like the dude that has no neck and is just awkward and weird, but he's not a hunchback or anything like that. He's just an odd dude who has a little cane and stuff, and he's just not really relevant to anything. I don't understand what he's supposed to be doing with whatever it is he has, because it's not. I don't know if it shoots an electrode or something. I don't know what this thing is he has in his hand. There's the not David Bowie guy. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this.
Yeah, I didn't see anything from that character.
Yeah, there's nothing to see. I don't even know if the character has any lines or not. So everyone just kind of stands around nervously. It just is what it is. And then I think it's when he jumps out. It's what you're trying to get at, because there he is right there. See, his eyes light up first because he's so cool, right?
Yeah.
So we have to have, right, for those moments. And he just jumps.
So that right there,
yeah,
that was not werewolf like.
No.
Because he jumps to the side of the person and brings their head down when a predator pounces on the prey.
To the throat.
Yes, it tries to get the kill, because the animal understands the more prolonged this fight, the more my chances increase of taking a fatal blow. So they end it as quickly as possible. But I can stay on this stuff all day. That's the only thing I would say for that one.
No, I think this is the elements that just, this is where they really missed the mark for me. So compared to this, Van Helsing is Oscar worthy. Yeah. I got you. The crank used to animate the corpse from earlier. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, AJ, I didn't really cover that in my video at all. So the Ulysses, which is the dad that died, it's almost like played up to be like a gag, that he has this little thing, he turns around, cranking him up like he's animatronic, and that was the message to the group of what these rules are, and I died, or whatever. So yeah, it none of it played that well. It was fine for the context of what they were going for, and I didn't really penalize the show or hold it against the show that much. It was just the premise. It just doesn't matter. It's like, what's the contrived reason we're doing all this? So, wish order, Blade, knockoff Bowie, Asian guy between the three of them, 2 sentences. Yeah. Let's see. So, and I got to be honest, to me, the biggest turnoff was, because the biggest turnoff is just the martial arts thing. It just never stops. He's like fun Ray Park. Now here's your that was the staff throw, right? Not Blade throws the staff. He just rolls with it. Look, he ducks the kick, hits it to the leg, and then it's like doing like martial art Steven Seagal moves. It's like bites his ear, not his throat. See, I didn't highlight some of these details, but this is where it just become like, I don't know. This is getting a lot of pass on the silliness of it all. They at least had some blood. I know it's in black and white. I think that's another reason why they had it in black and white, because they wanted to have some blood. Yeah, she has to be able to get out, of course, because she can't be, she's got to be Mary Sue. And she's the one that kills not Blade.
Okay. So I guess he just bled out.
Well, she slices him, so he's toast.
Oh, okay. Not Blade. Okay.
Yeah, not Blade. Died.
Oh, okay.
She kills everybody that matters.
Okay.
Yeah, she kills everybody that matters. Well, Man Thing does some damage here at the end, but like the werewolf, the title character, doesn't kill the other hunters. He doesn't do anything like that. He only kills these generic guards that some people thought were the TVA from Loki, which they're obviously not. So this is the David Bowie scene where she kills the David Bowie person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's see him rolling and flipping and
flipping
jumping
around and capoeira.
Yeah, I mean, and again, as I learned with, because I have a video that's going to drop about Elsa, that character, her character, because I wanted to go back because I didn't know who that character really was, and I realized she was introduced in 2001. And let me tell you, dude, she is a smoking hottie, like total Tomb Raider inspired, college age. The daughter that inherits the power, and she kind of like it's done. It's a 4-part miniseries. It's done really well because it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like she has powers, but she doesn't really know what she's doing. She's kind of learning as she goes. She kind of has a Frankenstein monster mentor that the guy had left for her because it can't die.
Okay.
And they do a really good job of setting all that up. Marvel wasted no time to get rid of like her boobs and her skin showing, and they had to make her more, they had to, she couldn't be a hot blonde. She had to become a redhead first, and then she had to get herself covered up. And by the time we get to this weird stoic version, it's not even the same character. It's character in name only.
Yeah, like they all are.
Yeah. And that's kind of how the werewolf is. I'm like, well, in the original Werewolf by Night, I mean, he literally is a werewolf. Like literally is just Marvel trying to play the copyright game too to create their own version. They just want to make sure they can get in on the action. And this is just Ray Park in a wolf suit. This is just, crazy stunt work, flipping around. Like why wouldn't a werewolf grab someone like by the ankle to flip them? This made no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah. So with that, now some animal dogs, more likely cats, big cats, wild cats, will trip their prey.
Yes. Okay.
It makes sense, but in the context of them running. So for me to not continue to chase you as I'm running, I will trip you so that you tumble and I can pounce.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes no sense with a stationary target unless you're going for the movie stuff. But I would see the wolf will like slash his, like be gruesome, slash his whole calf muscle off. Let us see like the inside of the leg to show the wolf actually breaking this person down and showing how much how a human's body is basically like cheese to this werewolf. But as you see it, he's basically Captain America. He's just slashing and biting.
Well, that's true. This scene is very the opening sequence of like Winter Soldier. Is that the one where he does the ship? I think it's right. Winter Soldier, right? Where he just jumps out of the helicopter, the plane, and he's like basically just taking Captain America's taking every single person down on the ship. It's kind of how the werewolf scene kind of goes.
Yeah. I don't even remember.
Elsa Youngblood, first 11 minutes, it's obvious she's the star focal point of the show. Yeah, I know, Joker, you're there. I don't even have a problem that, because Werewolf is not really the main character in his own comic book. He is surrounded by a lot of humans that are empathizing with him, trying to protect him, give him cover. It's got the girlfriend, it's like all that kind of stuff. So I gotta be honest, this is one of the few characters where they can get away with having that kind of support cast. And the fact that Jack, who is the human form, is sort of a kind of a meek soy boy guy. Like it makes it's not. This is one of the few times that some of that stuff can actually work, because that's more in line with the dude he's this because he's cursed. He's not this because he's trying to be a superhero or he's trying to be. No, he's just, this is what he's got, man. He's stuck. The moon's coming out, man. He's gonna wolf out.
Yeah,
right. But the problem is he doesn't wolf out. He just transforms into stunt guy.
So I did see that. You get to Joker voice comment.
Yeah, he's just saying it's 25%. You have to change 25% or so. Jar Jar. Yeah, the Abrams formula about making change so you can get away with it. That's all. So.
Well, I was gonna say, I did see that he could control the wolf, but I'm assuming that was later on. But like under the full moon, he couldn't control it. So it's like, okay, I can see if they were trying to say, okay, he's in control, he fights more human-like, but at the same time, this is his introduction. So if he couldn't control it in the beginning, he shouldn't be this adept at martial arts as a werewolf. like he is right here. But then I guess I'll leave it right there for now.
And I agree with you because I felt like this was probably one of the biggest things I had a problem with, and it was like, well, he's not fighting like a wolf at all. It's not even like a 50-50. It's not even like he's on all fours, and like you said, he didn't attack to rip a piece of flesh out. He rips the one guy's throat in the previous shot. Anyway, so for this sequence, this is to me where it totally gets TLJ on me.
Yeah.
Agreed. Grab this guy. All right, so we have to do a head count. And this is where it gets tricky because I can't tell on the right if there's a shadow. It has to be another human here on the right. And then there's one guy running in. This guy's getting thrown on the floor and one person entering. I know if you watch my video, I did this twice and my head still couldn't get around.
I couldn't keep up with the shadows either.
I cannot figure out the who's who and the what's what. So pause quick. Okay, so there's movement here. So there still has to be one person to the right, person on the floor. All right, so we're still okay. And this person tries to jump. We had the movement still. So 1 to the right, 2, person jumping 3, person on the floor 4, and new person coming through would be 5.
Okay.
Then we pause again. So now we have 2 people down because the guy that jumped fell anyway. So he actually, he's down. So we got that guy's on the floor. So we have mystery person to the right. This person's going to get it first. There's actually another person. Number 5 is actually behind this character.
Pops, right, so I don't know about you, but
his staff down, man. Threw his staff down. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. So he just drops his staff. I don't know. Maybe it's fear, but you know what you're getting yourself into. So why not have that kind of ready? So that when the wolf pounces, he can just pounce right onto the stick. That happened in RRR. I know you was checking. Yeah, so anyway. But then the tripping guy, I don't know what is it about tripping that once you hit the ground, you're just knocked out. I don't know about you, but
they're still on the ground, bro.
If I fall and hit the ground, especially depending on if I'm in a high energy situation, I'm going to roll and get back up again. I'm not just going to sit there and just.
If I'm a security guard and a creature comes out and whoops my hiney, throws me across the room, the fastest I can get my butt out of there, I'm leaving that job. That job can just keep it. And he's still on the ground. He's still on the ground, bro. He ain't even moved yet.
But I'm talking about the guy that trips over him. So it's not even the guy that gets thrown by the wolf. The guy that trips over the other human. He could have easily just rolled and got right back up.
Yeah, he's still on the ground over there by that bench.
All the armor they got with the headgear, and somehow that one tumble was enough to just keep him down. Right.
Because all the action is one guy at a time. So this guy kind of rolls a little more as the wolf jumps on its head. Now, that shot, I actually thought him attacking in that manner was fine. It's just the fact that we're going to have this one person at a time strategy. So that's what the wolf's taking the one there. This is the other guy.
Yeah.
And this guy's in the shadows. He just comes out of nowhere with the shadows. This was the guy that tripped. He's just now sitting up. This scene is a mess. Oh my gosh. And look at how he's laying, like on the left. This guy on this bench, he's like sprawled out, like he's passed out. I'm like, dude, he tripped over the other guy.
Right.
Like, you didn't get hit yet.
Like he just took a Mike Tyson punch to the head, and he's trying to get it together. It's like, dude, you just fell on the ground. You're a grown man. Get up.
His body's limp, like someone stole all of his bones, man. He's just laying there. So this guy just gets thrown against the wall, and this is where we finally do get blood because get a little slash here. So he just spontaneously gets up from his slump, swings high, and misses. Let's do that again.
So he gets up with his back to the wolf.
The problem is this all happens within like 1 or 2 seconds. That's why they got away with this, because no one paid attention to the details, right? Because it's like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and no one's catching that there's people going limp, freaking.
And this is the standard. A lot of people see this and we're like, oh, it's amazing, but you realize there's nothing going on, and it's all illogical in any sense. Even with our fictional characters, this would not be happening if this was actually happening.
Yeah, what's that big word I've picked up? The verisimilitude, right? It doesn't fit real life at all. It's like it doesn't fit. Like it stands for like true to life, I think is what it technically
Okay.
means. Vera meaning true. It means like verisimilitude is like it doesn't fit our reality and we can't, we snap out of it. Like we disconnect. We can't totally immerse ourselves. Yes, it's fantasy because it's a freaking werewolf, but you know, that's not the problem here. The problem is the humans. We have to watch it because every time you hit the 10-second button, you have to watch this stupid guy jump, fall, roll.
And he does the roll. He didn't even hit his head.
He rolled to the bench, man.
Oh my goodness.
That's great. He's still rolling. I'm actually just watching that guy now. I'm not even paying attention to the scene. I'm like watching them all one at a time.
This is the Marvel standard, man.
This is the best. So that's the way to see what he does. So he got the other action that's going on. Jack the werewolf throws him over there. The other dude that tripped, he's still on the floor. This is where he's all bent, all limp. And then he's getting up, still trying to get up.
That move right there was so human. He grabs the dude, uses his momentum like some Tai Chi, and throws him into the wall. Why does this werewolf come programmed with the martial arts?
Yeah. All right, Trip guy's still getting up. And this is the guy, and by the guy that's on the floor in the back, he's still the guy that was thrown in the room from the beginning game. Like he's still that guy. He hasn't gotten up from then. So he finally gets up, he grabs the staff. Now watch him swing. Again, like I said in the intro, I was betrayed by TLJ. So that's why something like this will never get me again. Okay. Because once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And now that I've seen this, I'm like, no, absolutely not. This scene is so unacceptable. Watch this swing. He goes completely, he's not near anybody. It's so insanely bad.
Yeah, please let me see that again.
All right.
Because he looks like he just spins right back into the wall.
Yeah, kind of. All right. Let's see if we can get it. All right. Grab this guy, throw him. Let's pause there. Trying to stay off the copyright flag. We'll see what happens.
So, and I'm sorry to keep stopping you, Pops, but right there where it would have been nice to see a werewolf actually grab like that guy that he just flung into the wall.
Yep.
If he would have actually grabbed him and like bashed him into the wall, and maybe you hear like bones breaking, or you can see that head hitting the concrete and the concrete slowly breaking. And then he throws that guy's limp body into the other group. Then I can understand a lot of dudes being taken out at one time. But again, we're done with this one. He's down. And you have to
one at a time. Yeah.
Right.
And again, is he wolf? Is he werewolf? Is he man wolf? Right now, because there's no growling. The wolf itself, because all the subtitles always do like guard groans and things like that, but there's no real wolf sounds. There's no, growling, roaring, something. Like an animal makes noise when it's fighting like this. Usually, like they're loud. And they're trying to use that as also a warning for the next one if they're outnumbered. But they're just trying to survive. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, so we gotta watch this guy swing. Go ahead.
It would have been cool to see, because I don't remember him breaking out of the cage scene, but if they would have shown him like rip off bars and there's steam, so it's like, oh snap, something just ripped those bars open, and then he growls like you were saying, like makes noises, and then to see him pounce out, or like when he was on the wall to hear him growl or howl or something, but they can't tell where it's coming from because it's echoing off the walls. Like that would have been something, but I don't know if he does.
We can play that and see again, because I know there's a shot. I think it's more like off camera, like you just see the bars bent out and he's out. It makes no sense that the bars are bent the way they are, because the bars are almost like exploded out.
Yeah, like pushed
massive hole, like it almost looks like a missile went through it, like woof. Whereas it's like Wolfman guy. It should be like it should just be a hole, not an explosion.
Yeah. You should just see bars stretched.
Yeah. All right, but we don't want to miss this guy. Let's see this guy. Let's turn our volume up and see if we have volume. We can see the swing.
The wolf didn't even have to duck that hard.
He wasn't. he was like what a foot above where the wolf was. Like he's not even close.
And to see the wolf with this again, martial arts dodge, like he's just practiced dodging weapons, and he goes back to messing with this guy. Like this dude, you didn't swing hard enough to where now that you're stuck to the wall. You didn't have that much momentum. But again, even then, with martial arts, you want to swing, but keep your body facing your opponent. You don't want to give your back because then you're vulnerable.
Correct.
So
I know. Joker Voice is going to say that Jack was really the MCU non-threatening male trope, and I agree with that. I really do agree with your assessment. What I was trying to say was the comic book human version of that is that trope. Like that actually is comic book accurate. That's all I was trying to say. Like it's almost like trying to see Robin as the non-threatening male, in like a DC film because he's the younger, less threatening version of the males in the room. Like that's kind of stuff. Like Jack not being the alpha. Jack is only the alpha when he's the wolf in the comic book in particular. And I thought that was not the worst part. So there was interesting concept before he transformed. He was getting her scent, yet it was never picked up again at the obvious moment. Maybe we'll have time. We can try to deal with that a little bit. I didn't think that was terrible. Whatever. And Brandon Looney Tunes is here. Awesome, my friend. I hope you're doing well. He's up to 838 on his subscriber count. Congratulations. If you need a little break from all the shenanigans that are all out there, so take in some Brandon Looney Tunes, some good clips. Oh my gosh, look at the lady. Listen, I thought about you today. I don't know why you popped in my head. It's a little prayer for you today, lady. And hope you're doing well.
I would definitely check out Brandon Looney Tunes. I love some Looney Tunes.
Oh man, he just has these great little clips, little 2-minute outros, 2-minute intros, little VHS little things. I love the VHS ones because it usually is like the trailers for the stuff that was coming out on VHS during that time. So you're seeing like one of them's like a Willy Wonka commercial for when like the anniversary release of the VHS DVD or something. And anyway, all that stuff, man. I don't know, man.
That's what I do most of the time now, Pops. I just turn on an old cartoon video on YouTube, and usually they're like 1, 2, 3 hours long, and I just watch those now.
And Brandon will always have a special place in my heart because of him. I figured out just because of the videos he was posting, and then my brain went, wait a minute. I realized there are a whole bunch of those that are public domain. A whole bunch of them, especially the ones that the government paid for, the ones that are like the military ones, stuff like that. If you do a little quick search, I have a link, and they're public domain. So who knows what we could do with those? Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, the absurdity still goes as we get our first element of blood, and they splatter it onto the camera. That's what they're going to do, and I think they're sure for Marvel. That this is a huge step forward. Again, this is why it's in black and white, right? We're going to move forward. So the guy that swung and a miss finally gets in on some of the action. There's a dramatic pause by the wolf, by the way. I love that. And he does exactly what you said earlier, like grabs the ankle and flips the guy.
Yeah.
It's just, let's see. I think he growls on this part. Yeah, see, he growls on that part. Yeah.
Man.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that's still the guy that was thrown in the first. He's the very first guy thrown on the floor. I still think that's the same guy. I don't think he's gotten up yet. He's just now getting up.
I think that is him.
Yeah. Because he just leaves the other way. That guy never gets back in the action. He gets thrown in the room, trips at least one guy, probably two, and he's still not even off his knees yet while everybody's been killed. The wolf goes the other way.
Now, this is crazy. I'll let you swing at it first.
What on earth? Okay. Let's see what happens here.
Yes, watch this.
Yeah, just threw the stick down. Person's thrown in the room. He's standing there. Wolf's jumping on top and punching him.
So I thought he just threw that guy off camera. Am I correct? Like, is that what happened? He threw this guy away?
Yeah.
So now he just threw him back over there to finally kill him?
I think so. Yeah, because he I don't know if he's the one that he threw off camera or if he was already off camera. Let me see if we can Let's see, we're at 4109. Let's try to go back. It's a lot to keep track of because they do it on purpose. They purposely made this super, super fast with a lot of edits so that we can't catch on like how crazy some of this is.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so I got to go back because you got to just hit it just right. It's literally 10 seconds is too far. All of this happens in a matter of like 12. It's like, it's just insane how fast it goes. And I still believe this is all by design. So we can all accept of how great it is or whatever. And I'm like, this is...
You know, the dude who supposed to be playing Blade, how he was saying that the movie had like 2 lackluster scenes. Okay. I'm pretty sure is something like this. Real short. You think it's action packed, but really nothing's happening. And like you said, this is like probably 10 seconds of an actual fight, plus maybe the horror aspect of him creeping around on the wall and killing the not Blade, or she killed not Blade, but that whole thing. So that plus this is probably 15 seconds, maybe 20 out of how many minutes of a movie?
Blade was 45 seconds ago. It's like, so
okay.
Blade,
okay.
Oh, here's the big stare down.
Okay.
Was so it's like a minute. Like it might be a minute of the whole time since Blade, but the sequence in the hallway.
Okay, I was too hard on them.
No, the sequence in the hallway is maybe 15 seconds. It looks like 16. Okay. Yeah, it's not very long. Like you said, if I hit 10 seconds, I go way back. Like it's this sequence that everyone's going bonkers over is like you. I think you're right. 15 seconds. The Blade and stuff. There was a little pause there because they cut to her as she slices him down, and then they cut back. He has to do another flip. He has to do whatever. So that's another 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there. It just adds up. That's all. So, all right, let's figure out who gets thrown forward. That's what we're trying to figure out now. So there's no one. We don't know who that is. So there just has to be another person that he goes and gets. Yeah. There's no one he throws. All right, because this is the guy that's finally climbing to his feet, who was tripped. Oh, no, sorry, who was thrown into the room to trip others. And then this other guy is thrown in the room in front of the camera.
Okay, so maybe that's the guy that just kind of lumped off screen.
Maybe.
In the direction of the wolf. I will give them that.
Okay, that's fine. I'm all right with that part. But watch this guy. He does. This is the guy that's just the best. Wow,
yes, I hate this part.
Blood on the screen, so it kind of like masks what's going to happen. Oh, he's going to run, jump off the wall, and kick him in the face.
Yes.
Just like every wolf does. I mean, now, I got to be honest. Lon Chaney, we can either confirm or deny that Lon Chaney invented that move. Like, that's going to be our take on that.
Who is this person you're referencing?
Lon Chaney Jr. actually is the original Wolfman.
Okay.
He's the original Universal Wolfman from like the total OG way back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. They literally had like their stuff glued to them and stuff. Like the Frankenstein story, it's like it messed up his spine. You know, the stuff like this. It's just these actors and the stuff that was done to them back then is just insane. And now we have some stupid stunt double move where a dude leaps and jumps off the wall to kick someone else in the face, pretending to be, I'm just going to call him Man Wolf because freaking insane.
So he's killing this one guy on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides, okay, the threat is directly behind me. I'm not going to make a 180 jump because this dude has increased strength in being a werewolf. So he could have gained more height just from jumping steel, as opposed to deciding to bunny hop off of this bench.
Yeah.
Like he had that much time to decide. He's coming at me. I'm going to go jump off that bench there. Not even jump off the bench, then the wall, to get only enough air to kick him in the face, when he could have just pounced and it would have been over with.
You know, the irony of the scene is what the scene is showing us is that the Marvel bar is so low now. This is good. That's what it's really showing us. They used strobe lights. They did black and white. They did a cool fight scene. They did whatever. Forget about the wolf. Just forget about all that. It's just everything else is so bad. This is good. This is why I said this show, and many of these shows, it's like, but the small turd in the bowl with some sprinkles on it is still just a little turd. It's still we're not. I just like it's okay. And like I said, I enjoyed the beginning, the setup. It's just, and there are pieces that are fine. I liked Man Thing. I think all of that was fine, but this sequence.
I compared this,
and you responded, and it made it worse because I was like, I have to spend more time at this scene. I can't let it go because people keep praising this show.
I'm fine with it. I think people are praising it just because it's different.
I said, it's good compared to the other stuff. Like I will truly admit, I will gladly sit through Werewolf by Night again than having to watch Loki or She-Hulk. There's just that's not even a option. Like, how many times you want me to watch this again so I don't have to sit through Loki or She-Hulk? That's just it.
You can get through this in one sitting.
Yeah, no, I had no problem watching it. I actually, like I said, how you can just enjoy a movie that's not very good.
Yeah,
it can just be like it can just be an okay movie, but you can have an okay time with it. That's kind of how I feel. It's kind of like it's like a C minus, probably. A C. it's like to grade it. It's like something that ranks at like a 5 or a 6 for me. Like it's okay. I mean, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She-Hulk went so far off the rails. I didn't think it was possible to the word escaped me, to usurp Loki as the worst show. Because to me, Loki is the worst show because it destroyed 20-something movies before it. Like Loki basically undid all of the Marvel movies, but the way they created their timelines and issues and these stones and all that. I don't even understand what the end of She-Hulk, what the point of the freaking show was. Like, it just, anyway. All right, we're derailed. We can't jump ship on Werewolf.
I didn't see Loki, and no, I haven't watched the actual episode of She-Hulk. I watched reactions. Yeah. I tried in the beginning just to see, but I was like, nah, I definitely know where this is going. I take it back. I knew it was going to be terrible. I knew it was going in the direction of terrible. I didn't know it was going to be that terrible.
I cannot believe their interpretation of fourth wall was kick out the screen, climb into a different screen that they're in our world, so we could literally self-insert the creator staff. I'm still just in shock.
Agreed.
That it's just let's go back to that cage breaking scene before I lose my train of thought, because you wanted to kind of revisit this just a little, and I think it's cool. And by the way, maybe Joker. I didn't check chat. Let's see where we're at. Joker's probably way ahead of us. Oh, they're just talking Looney Tune stuff and Marvin the Martian. Yeah, Brandon, you know it's me. I'm Marvin the Martian and Foghorn Leghorn. I have those are my two. So
he said he only said one though. You don't get two.
I can't pick.
I guess you can't. I understand.
Because they both give me two different types of experiences. Like Marvin is more like the fun and the silly and all of that, and then Foghorn Leghorn is more like a dry wit. Right. My favorite line to quote is, that's why I keep my feathers numbered for just such an emergency, where his feathers have gotten stripped off and he has to pick them all up because he's bald. And I'm like, that is such a brilliant joke. Like, it's just, there's something really smart about, you're going to have a cartoon, you strip all the feathers off the thing, and the gag is, well, I numbered them so I can glue them back on again. That's a really good gag. So two different approaches. That's all. So
I love when he's talking to Jake, the chicken hawk.
Yes. Always.
And he's always trying to convince him that the dog is a chicken.
Yeah, boy, listen to me now, boy.
Yeah. He said, hush your mouth now, boy. That's what these kids don't listen to a darn thing you say.
Kids don't listen to nothing you say.
Yeah. All right, my favorite is, I'm with you. I think the Tasmanian Devil and Daffy Duck.
Yeah, two extremes. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. So Joker's talking about Blade. So there was two lackluster scenes in a 90-page script, and production has been postponed indefinitely. I did check the update before we did the stream in case we wanted to mention about anything with Blade. And yeah, everything is completely on hold. No director is attached. They don't know what they're doing. And at this point, I always say his name wrong, right? So it's Mahershala. How you say his first name?
I don't know. Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali is probably just going to. He's just going to bail out. Whatever. There's probably an exit date, like productions. Usually, for those of you who don't understand how these contracts work, I've seen a few. Now, who knows what Marvel's got these people to do? But in real world, it used to be if they didn't meet a certain production date, everybody had it out. You know what I mean? Like if something happened with the actor, let's say they had broken their leg or a woman had gotten pregnant and they can't do production by a certain date, there'd be no harm, no foul. We part ways, those kinds of things. So he may have an out. We'll see. Okay. Definitely worth keeping our eye on. That's for sure. So let's go back to this Cage escaping. Anyway, I just wanted to say with the mom here, I was going to see if Joker knew. They never explained why she suddenly has all this crazy makeup. I thought that was just so strange to me. They just did it. I don't know. It's a very diverse group of guards, as you can tell.
I can't tell. I just see bodies hitting the floor.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember what's going on here. Everyone's all serious. I'm a little worried about my copyright thing. I miss it. It just keeps playing, so I can't get it to stop. So I'm gonna stop it. That's what I'm gonna do.